What's going on, people? Welcome back to Premier League Unpacked. It's episode 39. And just before we dive into anything, we've got a lot to speak about. But first of all, we want to say a big congratulations to my guy, Bish. He's a father for the second time. So, guys, let's give him a big round of applause. Let's give him a big round of applause. You get me? He's done it. What you telling me, bro? How are you feeling now? Second child? Keeping you up late
Good,
or what,
bro.
bro?
Yeah, to be fair, last night was a tough one, but it's all good. Baby's healthy, my missus is healthy, everything went well. So, feeling very blessed and highly favoured and glad to be back with you guys. And it was icing on the cake watching some of these footy results this weekend. That was her introduction to football, was watching City beat Newcastle and Liverpool do what they did. So we'll get to it. But yeah, it was a good introduction to football for her, definitely.
It's big, big, big. I'm telling you, we're gonna have to get together, man, and celebrate it with a drink and that wet the baby's head. But now the good
No
news
problem,
is out
bro.
the way. Let's look at more of the negative side of things for my guy Bilal. 7-0 hammering at Anfield. What are you telling me, bro? I see it on your Instagram as well. You put the weather in Manchester yesterday was 7 degrees as well. It's all taking the piss, bro. What are you telling me, bro? You good? Are you on mute there?
Yeah. I don't even blame you.
Keep him on mute, man.
Oh,
Keep him on mute.
it's been 24 hours and I've still got no words, honestly. Fucking bullshit. Just can't make sense of it. Feels like I'm
Look at this guy, man.
feels like I'm mourning a death, honestly. I just
all in black. I see it now as well.
Yeah. It looks like you haven't slept for about the whole day and that, bro. It looks like you packed in, mate. Is that what these men have done to you? You get me?
That does work.
But look, Bilal, let's touch on the game, yeah, because I don't think any of us expected that to happen. You get me, bro? I swear to God, I think if somebody would have put a tenner on that result, they would have been coming off very happy by the end of that day. You get me? But it's mad. It's absolutely mad. They got a pump in. I'm not going to lie and say man didn't enjoy it. I was hoping for 10. I was hoping for 10. You get me? They could have easily been 10. But where does the fault lie? Nah, don't take the piss. Don't take the piss. But where?
You know what? Yeah, these Spurs men are chatting. We're gonna get to you, Patrick. Don't you worry.
Please, don't worry. I'm here, Lee. We was waiting for you, man. We were late because of you. We wanted you to.
I know. Listen, man. You know what, bro?
Did you go and get the 7-Up? Because I know that's what you was doing.
He did it.
You may or may not have a 7-Up. Bro. I may or may not have a 7-Up, bro.
Can I ask you a question, Bilal? Some Tottenham tears. Does that obviously it's you've won the League Cup the game before that, so the feelings was high, and you've been on a the run of all runs really coming into game. How worrying was that game outside of the game itself? Like, is it just one of them where yes, there has to be a kind of and after the game analysis of what went wrong, and certain guys have to hang their head and put the tails between their legs, or is there something more worrying there that you were able to capitulate like that? Like, are you concerned with Ten Hag? Are you concerned with any of these players that put in poor performances, or does it just feel like a really bad day at the office for you?
I'm not worried with Ten Hag. That's first thing. Like, I could probably tell you 15 things right now that were wrong. And all of them 15 things don't add up to a 7-0 defeat, which only then lies with the players. Let's start with the lineup, where people are a bit funny about Weghorst playing a 10, Bruno left wing, Casemiro looked like he had a niggle. It wasn't right in the first 20 minutes, half an hour. Rashford up front, we don't like that though. We like him having him on the left. So that's 3 players playing out of position. Starting Fred over Sabitzer or even over McTominay. So them things there straight away. Still, even with that, it doesn't even add up to a defeat. Never mind 7-0. Then we can go into what I was saying about Casemiro. It looked like he had a niggle. Shaw just looked completely out of his depth. The mismatches up front of the fact that we've got Bruno going up against Trent. I think Bruno going up against Trent. We had Anthony going up against Robertson. We had Rashford against the centre backs. None of these things add up to losing 7-0 at all. even taking Casemiro out of the team, taking a top form Casemiro out of the team doesn't add up to a 7-0. There's just no excuse. This is the thing. I can't make sense of it.
Like, I don't know.
It was
though,
arrogance.
Just to jump in there, bro. But I'm telling you, this United team just won the Carabao Cup 7 days earlier, you know, and that's no pun intended. You know what I mean, Dag? I'm just saying it was a bit of a bad thing.
More than anything, all this shows is, I think all it shows is two things for me: is how much he's overachieving with what he's got, and how he's overachieved this season. And number two,
excuse me,
I just feel.
Oh no, sorry, I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Oh, Bruno, don't even start. He's overachieving if he's got
doing this. No.
Wait.
Boys, today's show is a free fall, so give it to everybody.
No.
Yeah, Lee, go ahead.
He's got players with a mentality like that. Then straight up, he's overachieving by a massive amount.
Hold on. Wait. You have the best. Apparently, you have the best manager. Who's the best in-game management, and he's got the best tactics, right? You've got the best left back now. All of a sudden, hold on. This is what everyone's saying. You've got the best left back in the league. In Luke Shaw. You've got the best two centre back pairing now because they're better than Gabriel. You've got Champions League Varane, and you've got World Cup winning Varane, and you've got World Cup winning Martinez, right? Who's come in and defied logic because he's 5'7" and he's out jumping all of these other players.
You've got the best left winger in the world right now.
You've got. Hold on, I didn't even need to get forward. You've got a rejuvenated Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Apparently, looks up everything, right? You've got Casemiro. You've got the best DM, not only in the Premier League but in the world. This is what everybody's been saying, right? Are you
not proving his point a little bit?
No.
Because if all of them man have been looking like, because in fairness, a lot of them man were looking like that. Like Luke Shaw has been looking like one of the best left backs in the world, but we know he ain't.
But we can't say that he's overachieving. We can't say he's overachieving because this is what everyone's been going on. They've been saying that he's not overachieving, but he's getting the best out of these players who have been underachieving. So there's a difference between the two, I believe. I feel like there's a massive difference between the two. So same thing like Rashford, right? Last season, he was injured, so he wasn't playing well. Now he's come back and he's playing and he's got 20 goals since whenever it was, what was it, December or November, he's got all of these goals. So he's only doing what he should have been doing because he didn't have no direction before. We talk about now Weghorst, who's now amazing, the new number 10. He's not overachieving. He spent £220 million last season. For me, this guy, honestly, Man United to lose 7-0, mate, it's bad. It's bad.
Let me jump in quickly, just because, and you're making me sound like I'm defending United early, and I'm not. I'm ready to dogpile him any minute now. But the only reason why I would agree a little bit with what Bilal was saying, and why I was saying I felt like you was proving his point a little bit, because for me, at no other point in Luke Shaw's career have I thought this is a top 3 left back in the world. At no other point in Fred's career have I thought this is one of the better defensive midfielders in the Premier League. At no other point in, to be honest with you, barring the first year or two, for the last 6-7 years, or well, not 7 years, last 4 or 5 years, I've not been thinking that Rashford is one of the top guys in the league or in the world. So a lot of these guys that have all of a sudden this season, like I'll be one of them, Luke Shaw, up until the last game, for me, has looked like one of the best left backs in the world this season. I don't like saying that.
Do you know what it is?
So that's overachieving. If Luke Shaw like Marcelo.
Do you know what it is though? Like it's the same thing like Xhaka. Everybody said, "Oh, Xhaka can't. He's not good enough for Arsenal." But no one ever tried him in the box-to-box role. Arteta's the only person. So I just think that sometimes we always go off like, yeah, these players aren't good enough. But it's the system. It's putting him in the right place to make them look good. So what is Xhaka not good enough no more? Because we know he was a good player before we got him. It was just about making sure that we can show his strengths and limit his weaknesses. And I think that's all Ten Hag's been doing. And all we need to put it down to is he made a big boo-boo. He played the wrong players, he played the wrong formation, and ultimately the players didn't turn up. That's it.
I don't think he showed Liverpool that much
wrong
respect as well.
Do not make you lose. But still, with the players he had on the pitch and the setup he had, do not make you lose.
Oh, listen, we're going to get into a certain player because I want to talk about Bruno. That's
he's definitely getting it in. Don't get twisted. I must say though, Bilal, as being one of them United fans who has kept his feet on the ground, You get me throughout this whole time
I'm
as well.
going to talk about Bruno.
I got to give Bilal that. You get me. It's just the rest of them. You know what I mean? Obviously, Lee's surrounded by KG, Flex. He's surrounded by them all, innit? So he's hearing the world and the most. Where Bilal, to be fair to you, bro, you've actually kept your feet on the ground when it comes to United, and you give honest opinions. But for me, I'm not going to lie, yeah. We're going to bring Patrick in on it first, bro. What did you think of that performance, bro? Because fuck me sideways, mate. It's a mad thing.
Man, the thing is, in the first half, Liverpool were definitely the better team. I see some United fans saying they were the better team in the first half. I didn't agree with that. Liverpool were the better team, but United had the better moments. And on the counter, they looked dangerous. It was only 1-0 at half time, so the game was definitely in the balance. But as soon as the second half, unfolded or kicked off, it was just literally one-way traffic. And I think that the United fans and the United players have got a bit too big for their boots. And that Carabao Cup win against a decent Newcastle team, but Newcastle were quite toothless in that game, it's kind of gassed them up a bit. You heard before, and again, Bilal, all credit to you. You've not been saying it, but we know a lot of United fans have been saying they're in the title hunt. They could possibly win 4 trophies this year. And, after they beat Barcelona, and obviously they won the Carabao Cup, I think a few of their fans and players kind of got too big for their boots. And I know even though Lee's being quite, tongue-in-cheek of what he was saying, it does hold a lot of weight, because I'm hearing now Casemiro was the best best midfielder, not even DM. Man United fans were telling me all across the timeline, and I was even arguing with them. I was like, he's not even the best midfielder in Manchester. Kevin De Bruyne definitely has something to say if you're calling him the best midfielder in the world. They're saying he's the best, not even DM, best midfielder in the world.
No, that's wild.
Yeah, the Varane and Martinez partnership, we're hearing all across, socials and all across England that they're the 2 best centre-backs in the Premier League. Rashford's the best left winger in the world. All these things, De Gea now is one of the best keepers again. Eric Ten Hag, one of the best managers. And a lot of people were going too far, too quickly. And it was a real humbling. And again, United's record at Anfield isn't good at all. And then you heard United fans saying they're happy, they're confident they're going to go there and turn them over. Obviously, they were going against a Liverpool fan who quietly had picked up form, but obviously are nowhere near where they should be for what Liverpool are. So United fans really thought they were going to go there and have their number, and it was just a total madness. Like 7-0 is insane. That's probably one of the biggest massacres in Premier League history. If you're talking about, I know there's like 8-2s and there's been this and that, but usually the other team at least score a goal or two. To lose a game by a 7-goal margin, that's insane. Like, it's crazy. And there was no excuses. United had their full strength team out. So I don't know, man. It's
for me. Look, Patrick, I agree with you as well. And you made a great point. From now on, I don't want to hear nothing about these guys' mentality no more. I don't want to talk about none of these big game players. I don't want to talk about these guys. These guys are absolutely finished, in my opinion. For me, you can't ever come back from this. To lose 7 and to give up.
It's one game though. Just to
no. It is one game. It is one game. But it is one game. But if you put the context into it, you look at how Liverpool have been playing. You look at the fact that Man United were gassing. The manager. You talk about the manager. Yeah. You talk about the manager. You talk about the manager.
Based on one game as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm talking about one game. Because this one game shows me more. This one game shows me more than playing Southampton away. Man. This guy. Now for me, these man, these are the biggest bottlers I've ever heard. I don't want to hear these man ever again. I don't want to hear nothing about these man again. I don't want to hear nothing about Casemiro. Casemiro, you can't come and walk in my streets. I don't want to hear nothing about best DM. I don't want to hear nothing about Varane. I don't want to hear nothing about bro. They're calling Sandra Martinez Lisa Ann Martinez.
Right, I'm hearing this. Pat Butcher out here. That's what I'm hearing. It's Pat Butcher. Your goal game. Them earrings.
They're putting him on Pornhub and that, bro. I'm like, yo, what's going on there, bro? This guy's.
Oh nah.
Listen, man, these guys have shown their true colors. To lose 7-0, to not score a goal, and for man to be given up, no heart. For me, it could be one game, but this one game shows me more than what you've done for you ruined everything. You have to win the treble to come back, in my opinion. That's it.
You know what? Props to Bilal, though, man, because the heart that it takes to come on here and listen to this shit. I was looking at Bilal, then looking down at the floor, and I thought, yo, Bilal, I rate you, bro, because if we lost 7-0 to somebody, especially to Liverpool, and to come here, guy was on the stream from early.
Patrick on the fucking
that's nah. I'm giving you your flowers, bro. That's the kind of heart that they need,
bro. You know what cracks me up though?
Have a level conversation. I think you just over drama.
Do you know what cracks me up though? No. But do you know what cracks me up though? Do you know what cracks me up? Yeah. If this was Cancelo, if this was Trent that made these mistakes, everybody would be killing them. If this was, imagine it was Ben White. Ben White got ridiculed in his first game, and he didn't even lose a header, and he got ridiculed. And now you think these Man United fans are going to get away with it? You man are disgraced.
Look.
You should have been walking back.
Let's get Bilal's opinion. Yeah, Bilal, see if your volume's up as well, because it's quite a little bit low. I don't know if your volume's all the way up. But look, we've touched on bottling it and all of this. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, as a United fan, where do you stand on this guy? Is he the captain of your club? Because I'll be honest, from what I've seen from him, yeah, that little slight kick at Salah, not trying to run, allegedly trying to get subbed off, showing no fight, diving like a little bitch on the floor. Talk to me, man.
The sub thing's been cleared up, apparently. Apparently, because Elanga's coming on for Rashford, who was up front, he was asking, is he playing in the same position or is he being moved? Because Elanga's not going to play up front, is he? So he's asking, am I going up front or what's going on? Apparently. Obviously, there's no official statement, but he's not been appointed as official club captain by Man United, just being used by Ten Hag as captain every game, and I think this is shown why. It's this whole stropping, throwing your arms back. He's been doing it all season, but yesterday was just not the time to do it. Like he's my favorite player. I'm not even gonna lie. He's my favorite player on the team. Like when we signed him, I was buzzing. Oh, bro, tell this guy to be quiet, man. He's fucking winding me up. He is he's just class. Do you know when he's playing properly and he's
his numbers are good. His numbers are good.
He's been quality this season. I thought he was a flop at one point, and he has looked quality this season.
He was shit.
It's just his mentality, though. You get me, Bilal? It's his mentality. The guy's a cheater. There's no way you should be going down and diving like that, bro. Man got touched on the chest.
Stroppy behavior, bro. It's stroppy behavior. Like it's never really bothered me.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me what Bruno Fernandes is class at though? What is he good at?
Nah, his numbers are good though. You can't deny that, bro.
Okay, don't give me numbers because I want to see. I'll talk about what are your eyes. What is he good at?
I think final third product in any way, whether that's scoring goals, whether that's putting man in, whether that's creating chances. Like I think he's unfortunate in a way that he doesn't look good on the eye like other man in that position. Compare him to Odegaard, compare him to De Bruyne. He doesn't have that eye test. Like wow, this guy looks sexy to watch. Pause, but like. The numbers, as Premsy said, I know we try not to do too much numbers game, but my man's involved in a lot of goals, in a lot of chances created, in a lot of assists and that. Like, and for a guy that doesn't look that fast or that technically gifted, he must be doing something. Do you know what I mean?
Well, don't forget, he knows how to win a penalty.
if Bruno Fernandes is your favorite player, bro, I don't know about football no more.
But I know a lot of United fans feel like that. But what I was gonna say is, for me, after this game, when I was sat thinking about it later that evening, it made me think about like, for me, it seemed like a relapse. So you know, like when someone's been an addict or something and they've been clean for X amount of months, and then when they let me land.
On BM White, you know, dog.
I'm not saying that. Let me land because you're making it sound like I'm having a go at Bilal and I'm not. What I'm saying is that when a man's been an addict and you relapse, obviously when you relapse hard, innit? Like when man has been an alcoholic and have had months clean, then when you relapse, you usually relapse pretty hard and pretty heavy because obviously you get all of the same reasons that I think affected United. You get arrogant. You start to feel like maybe you let your guard down. You feel like it can't happen to you. You start to forget where you was at. But some of them same underlying things that made you an addict before are still there. Same way that with United, some of them same underlying things that made them lose games to Brentford 5-0 and stuff at the start of the season. All of that stuff hasn't just gone. It's just that Ten Hag's done a great job of trying to build and work their way out of that. Some of them things are still there, and if you put in together the wrong combination of things, if you get a little bit too arrogant, if you get the players a little bit too much on a hype where they think that they're something and forget about where they were at, then you can have a relapse like that. And for me, what they do in the next game will tell us whether it's a relapse where right now they're in the mud again, or whether it was just a wake up call for them and a humbling. Do you know what I mean? And I don't honestly believe that that's going to be them now getting smacked 5-0 every game again like they were at the start of the season. I think it's a bad humbling. I think if I'm Ten Hag, I'm dropping Bruno Fernandes for the next 2-3 games. I'm dropping couple man and making a bit of a show of him. But it's an embarrassment, and if you're a United fan, it's peak, because you'll have to hear about that for the next 70 years. Like, Liverpool are never gonna let that one lie. So
why
you just
did
got
you
to
have
hold
to
that
say
one
70 years, fam? You
it's
taking
true.
the piss?
Wait, up to now, we still get
Guy had to
banded
add the
about
7
losing-
in there, innit?
No, but we still get banded for losing 8-2 with the deadest team. We was playing all what's his name? Like all of these dead players that we had, because we.
Who was that you lost to?
We lost to Man United 8-2 in like 10 years ago, whatever it was.
At least we still scored 2
Ooh.
goals
We
and we
scored,
played
but
in
no,
our
but
Yeah, but you
big-
conceded 8, bro.
But with the
8
context,
goals. Is that the most goals ever conceded in the Premier League?
No, it's nine.
No, we're gonna
Oh.
concede 9.
Yeah, but with
okay.
context, yeah.
So
You man are in good
Southampton,
company,
I'm
though,
sure,
innit?
I'm sure
No.
Newcastle, though, Dave. I'm sure Newcastle have beat Southampton 9-0 in recent
He
times.
beat
yeah,
Southampton,
Not
though.
Newcastle, Liverpool, sorry.
He beat
Yeah,
them
but
as well.
with context, I think Spurs beat Wigan as well 8-0.
Yeah, we beat Wigan 9-1 or something like that. Something
But
crazy.
with
like
context, that game we played the deadest team. Like, we had so many injuries, we had so many players out.
Yeah.
You man, these Man United man,
I know.
The strongest team.
full chest. They had their
I
best
know.
team. This is the team
Yeah.
that they were saying. This remember. Let's put context in. This is the team that they beat Barcelona, who are 8 points clear. They've got their best players. They won the Champions League. They've got.
I wonder if Bish
Heisenberg.
remembers that one there.
Yeah, we did. Middlesbrough,
Yeah.
last game that Sven-Goran Eriksson had in charge. I was just
They-
hoping that
they've
no one
got-
was going to
they've-
remember it.
They've got all of their players. They've got everything. They've got Rashford on form. And then think about the other side of it. Liverpool were playing so poorly. They are what, 6th place position right now. They were also, remember, at one time 10th. Man United, this team, you man should have your wages cut for the rest of the year. No football.
Yeah.
No nothing. Play the under 21s. That's it. Disgrace. That's
Let
it.
me just
Bilal,
say
which-
first,
which-
well, big
which
up to,
resort-
Mark
oh,
out
go on.
with a super chat, buy yourself a 7-Up, Prems. Imagine that. Man are mocking it.
That's-
Man are mocking
That's nearly
it,
how
bro.
much
Man
a
are-
7-Up costs these days.
Man are not saying buy yourself a beer these days. Man are saying buy yourself a 7-Up. Yo, it's a bad
Seven.
thing.
Seven.
It's a bad thing.
Bilal, just a quick one. What was from, if you remember the game, what was more painful? This 7-0 away at Anfield, or when City beat you 6-1 at home? Because getting beat badly away is bad, but when you get beat bad at home, obviously it's a different type of trauma, because it's in your ground, in front of 70,000 United fans. And I was there that day on the 6-1, so I seen it
This,
in the flesh, but
this.
this is worse.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because it's the 7, because it's 7-0, because you're actually above them in the league, because it's Liverpool. Like, what is it that's made this worse than? Because United have had some bad results in the last,
It's
10 odd
like-
years.
It's just, like, I'm trying to. Is it like it feels like it's just them certain man that have played Liverpool last year? They've just got this trauma when it comes to playing Liverpool, and second things start going wrong, they just throw the towel
Yeah.
in. Like earlier this season when we beat them, obviously we got the upper hand, and I think they kind of led it on from there. But you could see they were nervy at the end of the game when they conceded late to Salah. But now it's like one went in. I think obviously we didn't get any time to see how they react to that in the end of the first half.
Yeah.
But they were fine. Obviously, they were running off the confidence of the earlier meeting this season. Then the second one went in, and then it was just
Problems.
the third. Because the thing is, the third one was just bullshit. The way it just fucking McTominay clears it, then bounces back off him, and it just literally clear through for Salah. And that obviously it's unfortunate how it happened, but the problem was that's when they threw the towel in, and they were just like, "Fuck this."
Yeah. And Liverpool, maybe the other thing that contributed is Liverpool needed a game like this, didn't they?
Even at 2-0, I was like, we'll take a draw from here.
Yeah.
And just the way it just absolute BS, the way it just bounced. Like McTominay's clear, he's tackled him, cleared it, it's bounced off someone else, bounced back off him, and it's literally just gone clear through to Salah in the middle of the defense. And all he's done is just hit it first time. And then if that never happened, I don't know what would it. Maybe they still would have kept their heads up a bit and gone for it. But when that third one went in, they literally just threw the towel and they were like, fuck this. And then the next, like, the thing is now, like, the next 4, they weren't even trying. De Gea didn't even try to dive for the next 4. I don't even think. He just stood there with his feet like a fucking idiot. A fucking Bruno tackling the guy on the wing, misses the tackle, just stands there. Sure, it's just, you know what, like, the next 4 goals after that.
Like, I feel your pain, man. I can hear it in your voice. It's not nice, man.
I feel like we should shift on to Patty and give Bilal a break, man.
Yeah, I know.
Fair, I'm
glad Patrick's got all his laughs in now, yeah, because he ain't going to be laughing in a minute. I'll tell you that much.
The thing is, yeah, the next 4, there was just no effort. That's what's the most annoying thing, because they've made it look like at 3-0, if they were done, you should just shut up shop, say, just sit back, and let's not make this any worse.
Keep it to 3.
Let's not make it worse. Because, 3-0 we get bantered, but not like this. Like, this is just
they fully lost the red, haven't they? They fully lost the red.
If you're done and you're going to accept defeat, just shut up shop, fucking put 10 at the back at 3-0 and just play the rest of the game out like that.
I think Ten Hag tried to do that though with the first kind of substitutions that he made. I think that's what he done. Brought McTominay on, and who else did he bring on as well? He brought on what was it? Wan-Bissaka?
He brought Garnacho on at first.
Yeah, I think he tried to make it.
DSG.
Casemiro and Martinez or Varane, can't remember now.
Damage limitation.
He was bringing them on for worse players, and like all it was damage limitation, but he brought on worse quality than that was already on the pitch. So it was literally a recipe for disaster in every way. But the literal thing is, I don't know if it's meant, because we've not been battered like that by anyone since Brentford, when he obviously could just come in and he wasn't like familiar with the team and whatever. We lost.
Do you know what, DSG? DSG, because this is what I'm trying to say. Like, firstly, the first thing is, I don't feel like Ten Heisenberg can get away with this, because this is what you kept calling him, right? I don't feel like he's been managing for how many years? Why is it that he's getting away with this excuse of he's getting to know the league? Right now, he let down the club. Your players let down the club, and you're saying, look, they gave up. They gave up after the 4th goal, right, or the 3rd goal. That's what you're saying, or 2nd goal, whatever it is. The next 4 goals, you're saying that they didn't give up. They gave up. Sorry. How can you trust these players? It's almost like you forgive them. It's almost like, look, we'll put it on the back burner.
I'm talking about your point with Ten Hag ain't getting away with it, bro. It ain't his fucking problem. This is them lot.
They
fucking gave up.
Yeah, but he set up the team wrong. Okay, hold on. Okay, just on your one point. Why would you bring on kids in an environment like that at one of the most hostile grounds? Not only that ground is up there with all you see the Brazil in that country where they got their crazy Flamengo and even Argentina with
Turkey and that.
Turkey. When they like the hostile grounds, that's one of the and you're taking off your most experienced guys and putting kids on. How do the players get away with that, and how does the manager get away with that, making that decision? How do you feel comfortable letting him get away with that? How?
He hasn't done nothing wrong.
Oh my God. And you know what? This is why Man United are in the position where they're in. This is why. And this is why you're going to be. This is why you're going to
and told them at half time. If we can see 2 more for any reason,
that's ridiculous, bro. That is the most ridiculous.
But you know what I must say? Look, I must say this. I'm going to say this now, the United situation, because look, I love that United got battered 7-0. You get me? You've probably all seen my Instagram video that I posted. You get me? Man was buzzing. But look, if we look at it without that bias of hating Manchester United or so on, Ten Hag of recent times, he has made substitutions and they've been effective. You get me? Not every single time that he's going to make a substitution is going to have the exact same impact. But more than not, so far this season, that's what everyone's been praising him for. You get me? Raking the right changes at the right times. Yeah. But look, let's put all the banter aside now. Yeah. Because look, I'm telling you now, 7-Up stocks must have been risen to a different extent now because of United. You get me? They've got to cut them in on that. But this could just be a blip. This could just be one of them games where you've turned up at Anfield, you've been absolutely piped in. It's now to see how these man response from that. You get me? If these could go on a run and start winning again and finding the feet again, then it's just a little blip in the
with
road.
Arsenal?
I doubt it. But if these man, then eventually let this result affect them mentally and start dropping off the cliff, then it's one of them situations where you're going to have some serious words. But in football, anything can happen in one day, especially like we all know, Anfield, you could go Anfield, and we haven't seen the best Liverpool this season at all, far from it, but we know that they've got quality in their squad to hurt anyone. You get me? And it looks like it all clicked for them. United's mentality on that day, I think they got a little bit complacent. I think after winning the Carabao Cup, they didn't drink enough Carabao energy drinks throughout the week. I don't know what was going on with them, but even with before the game against Leicester, they kind of got away with one there. Against West Ham, they got away with one there. And I think they played against Liverpool and Liverpool just punished them. And I think that's just what it is, bro. I think obviously it's all fun and laughs because it's United who's being pumped 7-0. And I think most of our teams is anybody but United. You know what I mean? And that's how we've always been, because these men have been winning everything for years when we were growing up. But look, let's cut Bilal a little bit of slack now. Let's move on.
Who are we on to next? Are we on to Tottenham or how Arsenal nearly choked?
Listen, 1 minute. Wait. Just 1 minute. Let me just say something, Let me just pull this up here, before you talk about Arsenal. See that guy there on the bottom of the page there? That's in the Arsenal half, See that first goal? It shouldn't have stood. Just to let you know.
You man are clutching. You had every man. I need to get some straws in there.
I'll put it back up. That's facts, mate.
Why did that half a yard make my man be able to defeat your whole team in the first 7 seconds with the bottom of the league team?
If you put that picture back up, I just want to count. I want to see something. How many Bournemouth man are on there? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
That's what I'm saying. I think they looked at Arsenal and said, "Nah, these man are chump. Let's try to get a goal in the first 10 seconds."
Goals that Man United conceded, though. I don't know.
Nah, don't take it.
See how he tried to deflect it. Look up now, really though, psychologically. Look at Bournemouth.
Look at Bournemouth there. Well, we're 5 points clear of you, bro. Sort your nuts out, fam. I'm going to put you on mute because you're chatting too much shit.
They're going to catch you. Don't worry about that.
Too much shit.
Yo, listen, make sure we have time to talk about Arsenal, because this weekend, let me know, the title ain't going to the Emirates. That game, let me know that.
Have we talked about the Nottingham Forest result yet? Have we talked about the Nottingham Forest
That's
result
different. It's different. Getting you...
Put the pressure on you and your batty flapped. You get me? You couldn't win.
I don't see it like that. Yeah, I don't see it like that.
That's how I see it. That's how I see it, fam.
Well, we can talk. Let's make sure.
The 5 points clear, so don't get it twisted.
Listen, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Great.
Arsenal will drop points to Liverpool. They'll lose at City, and it'll be over.
We'll see.
Go on, them man want to get onto party, but I thought, let me just load up some bullets from now.
We'll see, fam. This is it. You know when City fans are rattled, fam. You know when City fans
are rattled,
you get me, bro. This is how you know the Gunners are.
How you mean?
Gunners are taking it home because these men are rattled. Absolutely.
Put that picture back up. Put that picture back up. Put that picture back up. I beg you.
I've never seen Bish rattled like this ever in my life. He's cute,
listen,
calm, collected. Get me now. His ass is in his mouth.
Yo, I'm chilling. Prem, I beg you, put that picture back up before we go on to Tottenham. Put that picture back up one more time, if you can, please. What? Let me just say something. Yeah. What does it tell you about the psychology of Bournemouth, bottom of the league, that with 3 seconds into the game, they've said, "Yo, let's throw 6 man forward."
No, that's ridiculous.
They saw Arsenal and said, "Nah, you man a chump. These man a chump change. Let's go get a goal."
When you've got nothing to lose,
and it worked.
You try anything in it. When you're desperate
at home,
you try anything.
Desperate. They hadn't even kicked off yet. And it worked.
I'm happy. I'm cool to do this Arsenal team right now, innit? Because Bish, I've been quite.
We're gonna have to do the Arsenal thing right now, bro. Tottenham is gonna.
See, look how I draw man now. I love it.
Hold on. I'm calm, innit? I hear Bish's point, and look, I want to say that, look, over the last couple of weeks, our defense hasn't been good at all. Like, we've been, I think against Aston Villa, it's individual mistakes. Against Leicester, we absolutely got them. You can go back to Everton. We lost 1-0. It wasn't great in terms of the the way we conceded our goal. Brentford, the goal we conceded, football tennis in the box. We didn't get our first ball, not the second ball, not the third ball, and then they eventually scored from a header. Like, not good enough. But
City game.
To say that you're so confident it's going back, look, every season, every team goes through the blip, and you yourself has gone through a blip, and your blip has been stop-start.
100%.
The same way how we obviously beat Aston Villa, and then on that same day, your arses fell out, and you couldn't beat Nottingham Forest. So it's
Definitely
go backwards and forwards. So you can look at it from one side and say, look, the way we're playing at home, because it's more so at home.
Hey, Bish, have you seen this comment?
I know, that's mad. That is mad. Right. Yeah.
These man love it, innit? Yo, man was calling me Ten Hag just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what? True story. Let's put your picture up. The guy's just got a red tee, talking about what I look like. Put your picture up, true story. Let's see what footballer you look like.
Oh, Stephen Ireland was a good servant for City back in the day.
Yeah, and he was a girl somewhere. Anyway,
But no, for real though. Like honestly, in terms of Arsenal, I'm being real. Are defending at times, especially at home. I feel like the game on Saturday, even if nothing had happened prior, and that was the first game, that was a standalone game. I just feel like we didn't go into the game with the same intensity. I feel like at home we're a totally different team. I think we've conceded 8 goals in the last 11 games, or the other way around. I think it's actually 11 goals in the last 8 games, one of the two. But overall, the way that we're going forward and we're creating chances at will, this team is different, man. And the mentality is different. And look, I don't feel like it's going to be an easy ride to get to the Premier League title. I feel like it's going to be really, really difficult. But to sit there and say that you are confident over one game when what we did against Bournemouth is what the same thing you did against Nottingham Forest. You battered them and we battered Bournemouth. We absolutely battered them. And you couldn't find that last goal, and you had open goals, open opportunities, and we battered Bournemouth, and we found not only 1, not only 2, but 3 goals.
No, 3 in Fergie time.
And just to add on.
Don't maybe add on to that in a second as well. Not
only can I look at it, I'm saying, look, logically speaking, we should have had about 2 penalties. Like, no matter how you look at it, we should have had at least 2 penalties. And remember, we had the conversation about VAR. It's not about Arsenal. If it happened to Man City, if it happened to Tottenham, if it happened to Man United, I wouldn't feel comfortable because it can happen to my club. And I was honest with that. I don't want VAR to be an indicator in this Premier League title race. And that's what it's showing. And it's annoying because it constantly...
Guna, that first goal, though, on a reel, putting all the joking aside...
There you go. It should have stood. So
the guy was in our half before the ball's even being kicked.
There you go.
That should have been pulled back and retaken.
Don't think you're clutching, though, to say
and this man said that I was rattled,
I'm just saying, football, innit? That's the rules, isn't it?
No. A fact is a fact.
Like, the rules.
I get you.
The goal that Man United scored, so West Ham scored the other day against Man United in the FA Cup. The ball was out of play. Yes, it was poor defending, but the ball should have been a throw-in.
So no, you're right. When it's clear-cut decisions, it's not debatable. The ball's out of play. A man's offside. A man's in the wrong part of the pitch. I give you that.
And that's it. So look, I'm not trying to do all of that because look, even so, we shouldn't have gone 2-0 down. That's my other point to it as well. So look, there's so many moving parts.
You know what, Lee? Sometimes these wins are better than winning 3-4-0. Because it shows that you got fight. It shows that the boys want to win this league, and it shows that they don't give up until the last minute. You get me? And you know what's even sweeter? It pisses off every other fan even more. You get me, bro? Because when they're sitting there thinking, 2-0 down Arsenal, it's party time, 2-2, they're thinking, oh, that's it. At least they've dropped 2 points. And then when we come back, a man like Reece Nelson, who's worked his...
I know, big up Reece Nelson as well. I don't want to shit on Reece Nelson's moment.
Slot that ball in on his left foot, bro. It's sick. And as well, added time
big up Reece Nelson.
Probably didn't watch the game, don't realise, is in the 90th minute, a Bournemouth player was down for 2 minutes.
The keeper went down for 2 minutes.
And there was 2 substitutions in that 90 minutes. So really, we should have had an extra 30 seconds by my calculations. You get me? So we got done out there as well. You know what I mean? We got outdone there as well.
Obviously, to be brutally honest, obviously I was putting the extra marinara sauce on it. I'm not saying that I watched that game and now I'm running to the bookies to put all my money on City. But I think just my point was kind of a response to what Premsy was saying. So yeah, I agree. When you win the league, title-winning teams have to have the odd game where you didn't play well and you still won, or you went down 1 or 2 goals against a team that you should never even be conceding against, and you've come back and won. Like, that is definitely a thing. But for me, where that's become a little bit more of a pattern in the last few weeks, you know what I mean? Obviously, all them games that Guna mentioned, whether it's this game, whether it's the Villa game, whether it's the Everton game, whether it was the City game, like where it's becoming a bit more of a pattern. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I know you man are saying my head rattled over, but 5-6 weeks ago, I was getting to a point where I was starting to say, not only do I feel like Arsenal are going to win the league, but these man might go on and break points records. These man might go on and do something crazy. Do you know what I mean? For me now, this last 5-6 match days has started to reveal to me that there are some chinks in the armor. And I think other teams are sensing that. And I think, all jokes aside, Bournemouth doing that on at kickoff, saying, yo, let's just go at them, 6-man straight at them, try to get a goal in the first minute or two. Okay, no, they didn't think Arsenal was chump. But that is a little bit reflective of some of that fear factor wearing off. And teams starting to think, yeah, we can go to the Emirates and try to get a win, even if we're bottom of the league.
When they're at bottom of the league, they've got nothing to lose. They expect to go there and get battered. So why not try something different? Because if you watch Bournemouth, that's not a new tactic that they deploy. They've done that in the past as well. So
and
it's something that
as well,
in the locker.
I'll say as well, right? When are the best times to try and score? Just after you've scored a goal, the other team, that's the best time for them to try and score, because you're celebrating, you're still in that moment, you're not focusing. So that's the best time to score for the opposition. And also at the start of a game, you think about it, what happens in most games? The ball goes all the way back to the keeper, a long ball forward, flick on, normally they can score a goal or they'll try and go forward. That's what happens in football. So look, they caught us cold. I don't think that's a negative on Arsenal to say that, because in truth, there isn't a real chink in our armor. We've got our team. We've got one of the best squads, one of the best 11s in the league. Like, no team's looking at us and thinking, what, we've dropped points against Newcastle, and who else? Brentford. No team's coming to the Emirates and thinking, oh yeah, they can come and out football us. That is absolutely ridiculous.
No. But I didn't say that. I was me putting the sauce on.
You think about it. That means.
But at the same time, Lee, it's not all going to be plain and sailing, because we have a very inexperienced squad. And at the end of the day, it's very unlikely that you're going to have a perfect Premier League season. And that's why this league is the best league in the world, because we've seen that the bottom of the league was 2-0 up against the top of the league. You get me? And that just shows you the power of the Premier League. And that's why we all love it and we all love to watch it, because it's not going to be that easy. And if we are going to want to win, what we want to see is that determination and character. And that's what we're seeing from the boys. Games like Villa and games like Bournemouth, that is what gives you that extra belief to think, you know what? We can get over the line in certain situations. Because if this was Arsenal from a few years back, bro, we would have put our hands up, thrown the towel in. We would have probably lost 7-0 like United. It would have been a mad thing.
You know what I wanted to say? Like, do you think then that Nottingham Forest didn't respect you and they thought that you were weak because they came at you? They came at you and at you and at you, and then they ultimately got their goal. So what does that show for your team then?
No, honestly, bro, I do think that a certain amount of the same thing applies to City. I think that this season we've lost a bit of our fear factor. I think that fear factor, and I think Liverpool have lost it. And I think that all I'm saying is that fear factor of like going into games and teams feeling like, yo, this team that we're coming up against hasn't missed a step in weeks, months. It does play on teams' minds, and it does make it hard for teams to come there with that genuine belief of we can get something. And when a team's coming without that, you're already 20% over the line. And that's part of the way that City and Liverpool had these mad seasons of getting 100 points or whatever it was. Obviously, it was exceptional football, exceptional management, exceptional players. But it was also that after a certain amount of time, the teams that you're coming up against are in a psychological battle before the game's even kicked off. And I just think that the level that Arsenal was setting, like, and this is where I'm kind of giving flowers dipped in shit or whatever the saying is, but like, I think that Arsenal was so good for a big chunk of the season that it was getting to the point where you were starting to think, like, especially for lower league teams, never mind lower in the league teams, never mind some of the top teams, you're starting to look at games and think, I can't see them getting points against Arsenal. Can't see them doing it. Like, you're starting to look 10 games ahead to think when Arsenal might drop points.
Well,
I'm not feeling that anymore, and that gives you hope as a City fan. You think Arsenal could easily drop points against Liverpool. Arsenal could definitely go and drop points against Brighton if they keep defending like this, because Arsenal's defense this season was part of what made them look like, oh, these guys are just going to go on and win everything because they can score goals. They've still got that Arsenal flair, but for once in a blue moon, they look super solid at the back. And now that that's starting to wobble, you worry.
Because I want to bring Patrick.
Yeah, go on. Go on. I know. My bad, my guys. Patrick's just glad that we're not on Tottenham.
We're getting on it soon as well. We've got 15 minutes, so we're getting on that in a second. But I just want to touch on that because I spoke to Big Steve. I spoke to many City fans this season, and what these City fans have been saying to me, it contradicts a little bit of what you're saying, because they say that in the last 10 games of the season, it's a dogfight, and it's going to be harder to go and face the teams that are lower in the league because they're fighting to save their life in the league. You get me? So them games do become ugly. Them games do become where you have to win by 1-0, or sometimes you might have to draw it. So we're getting to the business end of the season now, where you're clearly seeing Bournemouth. They weren't asked. They put through 8 man forward straight away because they didn't think that they had any option to win that game apart from trying something new against us. You get me? And now we can learn from that. You get me? If you look at Newcastle, when they came to use, they believed that they could win. And if they could finish better, it would have probably been a different result that game. So I think Arsenal and City, where we're at right now, we'll move on from him, but it's going to go right down to the wire. It's going to go toe-to-toe and head-to-head. However, yous do have the know-how to get over the line, and that's something we haven't got. And we just got to show the same kind of character and fight week in, week out if we want to get over the line. But everything gets done in it. Everything gets
just
done.
As a last word before we go on to Tottenham, at this point, before we move on from the title race, who's everyone's money on now to win the league at this point in the season? Can I get a vote from everyone on who do you see winning it this year?
Yeah, I'm backing my boys, man.
You're saying Arsenal, yeah? What do you reckon, Goons?
United
to win the league.
He's
gonna be dying if United actually come back and win it.
No, Arsenal.
Go on, Arsenal. What do you reckon, Bilal? Who you got down to win the league this season at this point in the game?
Arsenal.
Fucking hell! I said that with no spirit left.
That backfired.
No. I just want to get a gauge. I'm not trying to set anything up. Like, you don't even know what my answer is yet. I just wanted to get a gauge on where people. What do you reckon, Patty?
Man City, man. I've been saying
he's never going to say Arsenal, bro. You don't even want to put Arsenal and the title in the same conversation.
Man City all the way. And I think they win by about 5 points in the end. They'd be quite comfortable. So,
yeah.
So, big up to James Bond as well. Big up to James Bond in the comments.
I think City win the league and the champs this year. That's what I'm going for. Premier League and Champions League.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is the year that it happens.
Okay,
it's going. Okay. I could see it being that, like, the year when we've not actually looked our best is the year that we get it done. So that's my vote. But let's see. Tottenham, they're not winning the league.
You, man, got knocked out of the FA Cup, by Sheffield United. And then you went and got beat against Wolves. Talk to me, Patrick. Are you, man, even going to make the top 4? Because after Liverpool's resurgence, they're only 3 points behind you with a game. No, 2 points with a game in hand?
No, 3 points with a game in hand. But they've got a much better goal difference. May I add that Sheffield United are a better team than Bournemouth? It's looking mad. Can I just say that? Sheffield United are a better team than Bournemouth. Just to put a bit of context into this. Sheffield United is second in the Championship, automatic promotion. They'd probably beat Bournemouth. So, just to add a bit of that. And we played them away. You lot struggled against a crap team at home, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Are you talking about us when you got touched up by Wolves?
I'm talking
this guy's got some nerve, Take that hat off and rip that shirt off like Hulk Hogan, fam. Because I don't know what's going on with you, You are absolutely muddied, fam. How have you got chest? After what's happened to you, in the last week, how have you got chest? All the opportunities you had to win a trophy, bro, it's another year now. How does it feel?
I give as good as I get. And at the end of the day, we're still in the Champions League. One goal.
Still in the Champions League, I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, they're in there to make up numbers, fam. I'm telling you.
When we win on Wednesday, I'm going to live stream straight, and I'm going to tag Guna Lee and you, Prems, and I'm going to put it straight onto your Instagram stories.
No, but they'll be preparing for Thursday night on Channel 5. They won't be ready.
Wait. When you lose,
and they're playing against Midtjylland the next day or so.
You answer your WhatsApp. Let me just read this comment out from Saeed. Big up, Saeed, people. Tomorrow's show cancelled. Enjoy your night off.
Nah, not big up. No big ups. 1 second. No big ups, because I'm sure Saeed wanted to jump in the stream after the derby. Was it James? Saeed, man. I'm not bigging you up. You should have been here. You should have been there, Saeed, so we could have laughed at you.
All I know, yeah, is Saeed is getting it tomorrow. That's all I know. Make
Oh,
sure you
mate.
tune in to the best of the rest
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
he
Wait,
might
be
be
how
there
many
in his
letters?
valley.
Lads, how many letters is in Saeed TV? SAEEDTV. 7 letters.
There
It
you
was
go.
written in the stars.
There you go. There you go.
Nah,
man.
don't take the
I
piss.
will say with this whole Tottenham thing though, on a real though, like I've said it before, I've said it again, and I'll say it again. Conte, the biggest fraud I've seen in football for a minute. Closely followed by Harry Kane. I'm sick
Oh,
to
get
death
out of here, man.
of this
Get out
guy,
of
man. This guy
I don't
plays.
know, but I'm
No,
so
hold on,
glad
hold on.
that we didn't get him now
Wait,
because I
hold on,
wanted him at Arsenal,
I'm
man.
being serious now.
Dodge the bullet there.
Can we talk about Harry Kane for a second though? Like people are going to say that I'm so outlandish and
Well, actually, Lee, chill. Let me have my say because I've not actually had
Go
my
on,
say.
go on,
about
go on,
it.
go on,
Yeah.
go on,
Because
go
this
on.
guy will just eat up the whole hour just
Go.
talking.
Do your team. Speak of your team. Give me a reason as to why you lost. Go on.
So okay, yeah. So let's talk about it seriously, Anna. Really disappointing. Considering we could have had a 7-point hold on fourth. We went into that game with no reason to lose. Wolves are, they're not great. Obviously, on your day, anyone can beat anyone. We know that. Wolves beat Liverpool 3-0, but they also lost to them 2-0. So we know Wolves on the day can give you a game. They got some good players in that team. Neto, obviously Traore came and haunted us. Neves is a quality player. Max Kilman at centre back is a guy I've admired and wanted for a long time. But at the end of the day, we went in there with a full strength team. No excuses, should have got the job done. First half, we absolutely battered them, played them off the park. I was shocked that we went in 0-0, hit the woodwork twice, had 10 shots on target to their 0, had 3 corners. We absolutely controlled and dominated the game. But as you know in football, if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, you're always susceptible to be getting caught. Second half, the difference is, and this is where Stellini for me comes under massive criticism. Lopetegui made 3 changes at halftime. He saw what was going on. He brought on Traore. Traore attacked Ben Davis and absolutely tore him apart in the second half. They made a few changes, changed the shape, and Stellini didn't react to it at all. We made our first sub in the 77th minute. So we were getting hammered the second half. He didn't react to it, didn't make any changes. We have Son, who hasn't been great. Son was actually good in the game on Saturday. But again, I don't know why he started. Richarlison should have continued to play. Thought Richarlison's done well when he's played. His minutes have been sporadic. At the end of the day, if you keep bringing a guy in and then taking him out, what does that do to his confidence? Dan Juma, who he hijacked Everton for, what was the point of bringing him in? He's literally played about 5 minutes. He's had no meaningful minutes. That didn't make sense to me at all. So it's just these little things that keep happening, and then we got our just desserts. The game, we didn't look like scoring. We didn't change anything up. We didn't make any tactical switch ups or changes shape to the team. They were quite fortunate in their goal. Fraser Forster made a good save. He parried it into the middle of the park. They got to it, and Traore hit like a half volley kind of shot.
Exactly, mishit it, didn't he? Mishit that.
It was
He's a pile of shit. He can't finish for nothing.
It's almost like, I don't know if he, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He literally put it the only place he could to score. Fair play. And then after that, we just didn't look like scoring. But for me, it's just annoying because, like I said, we had a real chance to put a stronghold on fourth. If we would have won that, we would have been only 1 point behind Man United. So even though everyone keeps talking about third, for me, I still, and you lot are going to think I'm crazy, I still think third is up for grabs. Even though we've had a bit of a shit show, I still think we can catch United. And Sunday shows me
you got to see how United respond, man. You got to see how United respond.
Regardless of how they respond or not, United has still got some tough games, and we still got to play them. I still think we can catch United, but I'm just disappointed because it's every time when we go on a run, and every time when we have a game to really cement or make we do this. And regarding these comments, you know what? I can't really back Conte anymore. So fair play to you. If you want to call him a forward, fair enough. Because I've actually had enough of him.
Can you give us your thoughts on the Sheffield United game as well, please?
A shit show, really. We just if you want my honest opinion, we just didn't turn up. We chopped and changed. The thing is, these kind of games can always be, a banana skin, because ultimately, until the game happens, you don't know how to react. Or we made changes and we should have beat them. We still had enough to beat them. But then after, when you lose a game like that, everyone's going to say, "Oh, start your strongest team," and then when you win the game, take them off. But then if you don't rest your best players, people are like, why are you playing Kane and Son and this person every game? They need rest. This is Sheffield United. You should be able to rotate. The difference is our rotational options. So you got Ben Davis, Eric Dyer, and Davinson Sanchez. I actually took a look through our cup knockouts of the last 5 or 6 years when we lost to Colchester, lost to Norwich, lost to all these teams that we shouldn't be losing to, Everton, when we lost like 5-4, whatever it was in extra time. And those 3 players have been playing in every single one of those knockout competition cup games. So they're rotational pieces that play in these second tier or as part of the second string against lower opposition, but they're not good enough. And so they always get found out. So these players shouldn't be playing in decisive games, because even though they're teams that we should be beating, if you lose, you're out. And we keep relying on the same crap players. So it's from the board. It's from the board down, man, for me. Because if you keep playing with these crap players, what do you expect? What's going to change? Regardless whose face is on the name of the tin, if it's Conte, Pochettino, you know, it could be Jose Mourinho, it could whoever. Those guys are still not good enough. So that's the problem.
With the gift of hindsight part, would you rather have gone out in the last round, like just got your ass handed to you like Arsenal did at City, or would you rather have had that extra round?
We didn't get our ass handed to us, you sausage. What are you talking about? You do. I'm telling you now, we are going to cut round yours on the baseball bat soon, fam. You're pissing me off. Are you trying to have no dicks?
But in a more serious way, like, was it worth the next round, or would you have rather been knocked out in the first round like Arsenal did?
I would have rather us just actually played our strongest team and gone through. Because when I look at the draw and the ties afterwards, and Sheffield United, who did they get? They got, if I look at the last 8, it's like, the thing is, I think some Tottenham fans as well need to also just kind of wind it in a bit, because they're like, oh, that was a cup we could have won and this and that. City is still in there. United is still in there. So there's no guarantees that even if we went through, we're still going to play one of the big boys.
But
and of course,
Patrick, when we won the FA Cup, we beat City, we beat Chelsea.
Yeah, I know. That's it. You're gonna have to.
And we beat Sheffield United as well. Don't forget that away. We beat them away.
But what I'm trying to say is that some Spurs fans are having a meltdown because we didn't go through. You know, it's like we was automatically going to win it if we
like you lost the final.
It's not automatic. There's still some good teams in there, and of course we can beat these teams on our day. We've beat, City. We've beat Man United. We beat these teams in recent years, but the point is, it's not guaranteed. So, but yeah, my thing is that they keep making mistakes, the same mistakes. They keep relying on the same players that are not good enough and ultimately always get us knocked out or lose us big games. So, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And
so why do you keep supporting Spurs then?
Because I'm a Spurs fan. I'm loyal.
That's insane, though, isn't it? That's insanity.
It's not insane because
insanity.
Supporting the same team over and over again, and they don't win.
Listen, I'm a loyal guy. I've seen Spurs. Obviously, we joke and laugh about it, but the team has improved over the course of the last 5-6 years. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not going to jump ship or change things.
But Patrick, let me not do the stupid thing right now. Yeah, look, I want to ask you a serious question though.
Here comes a not serious question.
The answers to your questions, are Dan Juma off the bench, Richarlison off the bench, your centre back who's Romero, who's your best centre back, and in truth, you've got a washed up Son right now, and a Harry Kane who, for all intents and purposes, has bottled every big moment he's had to win something. He's either bottled it or not been fit. Fine, okay, whatever, right? So can we not start being serious and being honest and saying, you as a club are just crap. Your players are not good enough. Your players are not good enough. Richarlison, let's concentrate on that for a second. You have the answer is you keep saying, oh, let's change up the team and put Richarlison. It is now 6th of March and he still hasn't scored a goal in the Premier League. So whatever your question is, the answer is Richarlison and Danjuma. Are these players better than any other players that are squad players from these other top teams? I would say no. You love Romero, and you know what was so lovely? I watched a part of your last word on Spurs. It was quite nice to see your pain, and I saw you bigging up Romero.
This guy,
I saw you bigging up Romero, and I'm like, Romero, to all other teams, Romero is nothing but a bang average defender. There's no two ways about it.
You're just being disingenuous. This is the thing. You're saying Romero's a bang average defender. Romero's better than most defenders.
I don't know. I'm saying Lewis. I'm saying Lewis Dunk's better than him.
No. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Look, that's you like him, so I'm not gonna dump on him. Yeah, but you rate players that.
What do you say? You're not going to dunk on him?
No, I'm not. No, but I'm not. You rate players that most other people, I would say most people, think are bang average. That's just what we see in terms of the football world.
I've never, apart from you, Lee, I've never heard anyone else call Romero bang average.
That's crazy.
I'm not being funny. I'm not.
Okay, a lot of people have.
And then
he ain't as good as you make him out to be.
Yeah, no, that's
but a lot of man have called Xhaka bang average over the years, and look at what he's doing now.
But he has been. But the thing is, Arsenal fans know this, and we were saying this. But look, even fine. Okay, let's move on from him. And then we talk about Harry Kane, right? And I always say the Harry Kane thing. Look, no matter what no one wants to say, if even the rumors of him, saying that he wants to sign and play and sign up for another how many years and stay at Spurs, how much does that say about him as a man, as a footballer? He wants to stay at Spurs. Look, whatever his reasoning is, fine. I'm not here to tell him nothing. It is what he is. He wants to do what he wants, but you have to question the man if he wants to stay at Spurs, and that just says everything about the player. He is not a guy that you can trust, and that was what I was trying to say a few weeks ago. This whole rhetoric that if you plop him in the Man City squad, if you plop him in Man United, that he's going to come out and make Man City this all conquering team. I don't believe so, because I've seen too many times in the big moments, this guy has fluffed these lines. I'm sorry. I don't think that you can just prop him in a team and he puts you over the top, because I've seen every moment that he's had that he fluffs these lines. And it's the same thing with Conte, but he gets away with it, and you keep giving these guys a chance and a chance. And I'm trying to say to you, taking the stupidness out of it, you need to really look at your squad. You need to really look at your team and say, look, there's certain men who we just need to let go. They're not good enough. They are not good enough. Bentancur, I like, but is he going to take you over the top? No. Kulu, I like, but is he consistent? He came in and he was good for those 6 months, but is he that guy? We don't know right now. Harry Kane, Son, Richarlison, Romero, Dyer. These men you love these players, and they are dead. They are not good enough.
Okay, let me come back, because you made quite a few points. So I'm going to try and remember all of them. You talk about Romero, you talk about Romero being bang average. There's no way Romero is a bang average defender. The problem for us is that we place him with bang average defenders or crap defenders. So it brings his level down. If you place Romero with Martinez, Varane, Saliba, Gabriel, you will see a monster. The guy is a monster. You've seen it in Serie A. He won Serie A Defender of the Year. You can't be crap if you're the best defender in a top league. You see him start for Argentina, and he's helped them win a Copa America and a World Cup. The guy is quality. I've seen him make so many decisive plays and moments this year, surrounded by crap. So there's no way you can call him an average or whatever defender. Yes, you are an Arsenal fan. Yes, he's a Tottenham player, so I get it. But if you watch football and know football, you can see the guy's got quality. Harry Kane, I agree. He has flopped in the biggest moments, but the guy is a world-class striker. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves.
Harry Kane is world-class, I'll tell you.
Yeah, the guy's done it.
I didn't say that, by the way. I didn't say that.
No, you said that he's a dead player. You said that he's
dead. I said I'm questioning him. I'm questioning him, but yeah.
So that one is crazy. Bentancur, quality player. Unfortunately, he's out injured. Kulu, I agree. He's been poor this year. But again, I feel because of our squad rotation and the fact that the squad isn't good enough, we've overplayed him since he's come back. And you're seeing that. He's a young player.
I think your system as well, Patrick, has killed a lot of these players.
Yeah, that's it. So, and that lies on the manager. What else did you say? Son, washed up. Yeah, Son has been bad this season. I agree with that one. Richarlison, again, I don't think it's fair for you to say what you're saying about him, because context is key. He's had 2 big injuries. He's played bit part minutes. He plays a game or starts a game or 2. And then as you see, he gets dropped. Then when he comes on, like on Saturday, he comes on for 7 minutes, or he'll come on for 4 minutes, or come on for 5 minutes. How do you expect a player to settle in and actually show their worth when they're playing sporadically here, there, and everywhere? Romero can play a high line, so
Mustafi settings and that, it's a bad thing.
People chat shit. This is the thing. This is why I can actually sympathise with Bilal, because if we have a football conversation, cool, but if we're just going to be silly, it gets a bit silly, isn't it?
No.
Because
I was just being real though. I was being real.
People go.
Rather than having level-headed conversations, just more immature.
No, you listen. You lost 7-0, man. You're gonna hold the smoke, man. That's it, bro. Like,
So
your team's shit, bro. And I've been saying it for a week, but for a couple of weeks. Like, it is what
yeah,
it is.
like United are not a shit team. Come on.
They
But
are
look.
and
We're an hour in,
Romero's-
yeah. We're an
Yeah.
hour in, yeah. And I just want to give Bilal the last word because obviously we started with Bilal. I want it to finish with Bilal, yeah. You've heard Patrick. Yeah, Patrick has said that he doesn't think United are not there to be taken. He thinks that he could finish third, as in Tottenham. Do you reckon that people are just taking too much out of this 7-0 win? And do you think that Tottenham can finish above United?
Wait. Before Bilal answers, I was saying this way before the 7-0. I've always said, this is because I believe in my team, even though you lot.
No, I'm just saying what you said now, fam. That's all I'm saying.
It's not because of the 7-0, and Bilal will know that. I was saying that 3 weeks ago. I believe Tottenham can finish third or finish fourth. It's not because of the 7-0. And Bilal I back my team. I'm always going to back my team until I know it's not possible. So it's got nothing to do with.
You wouldn't have a football conversation, but you're talking. This is craziness.
This is a football talk conversation. Why can't Tottenham go on a run and finish third? Why can't they?
It's never gonna happen, bro.
Right, go on, Bilal. Let's finish it off. Go on, give us your opinion on that before we wrap it up, because we've done over an hour.
As long as it ain't mathematically over, it's never over.
But can you see it likely to happen though?
We don't know. It literally depends how they react to that defeat. They
And do you reckon you will react?
They either take it really bad and that's it for our season, and we could drop out of the top 6 even, or they're going to take it as a kick up the arse and kick on from now and secure third, do well in the competitions. It's just literally, it's been 24 hours. We've not even seen them play another match. Not really seen anything come out of the camp, so we don't have a clue what's going on in there. And literally Thursday will kind of give you an indication of whether they've completely lost all confidence or whether they've taken it as a kick up the arse and they'll crack on from now. But until Thursday, no one can really say anything. But Thursday will tell a lot, because we'll see how they play, we'll see their body language, and we're either going to kick Real Betis' ass or we're just going to look fragile. We might scrape a draw or a slender lead, or we might even lose. And then we'll know from then on is how these men are going to be for the rest of the season.
Are you home or away on Thursday, Bilal?
Home.
Okay, that's good. That's
Rumor has it you're playing your under 7s.
He's so dumb. He's
killing it. He's killing it. But look, people, we have come to the end of the stream. I just want to say, big up yourself, Bilal. Most United fans will be hiding right about now and not showing up. But you front line, come out here, tuck the licks, you get me, give your responses. Big up to yourself, bro. I'm telling you, that was some suffering that you man had to take yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. You know what I mean? It feels like I've been enjoying it for so long. It feels like it's a week already. I'm telling you, it's a bad thing. But people, please smash a like on the video. Go in the description. Go and click on all the Mandem's channel and go and subscribe. It's totally free of charge. Obviously, Gooner Lee pumping out content. Bilal is soon going to be starting a football channel himself based on United, and I'm sure he'll be smashing it. And again, Patrick, when Tottenham win that trophy, he'll start churning out the content. I'm sure of it. You get me, people.
Peace and love. League's coming. Champions League's
coming. Big up the chat. Hey, allow it, fam. Allow it. That's all I'm telling you. Yeah, you're dreaming too much, fam. That Tottenham hat on your head is making you believe all sorts. You need to take it off, fam. But peace and love, people. We'll see you next week.